Good afternoon. Welcome to Friday's Inside Look by Brooks. I'm Steve Brooks with the BrooksLawGroup with offices in Tampa, Lakeland, Winter Haven, and Auburndale. We are an all-injury law firm practicing here in the state of Florida. So today's topic is going to be about a product. It's called the IVC Filter. Now, for those of you who have had blood clots in the past, I'm sure you've heard of IVC filters. But to give you a little background on a little anatomy, the vena cava vein is the largest vein in your body that goes from your lower extremities up to your heart. And it's about the size of a garden hose, so it's a huge vein. And this vein carries deoxygenated blood back to the heart from the lower extremities. And so if you are a person that has ever had a prior blood clot or an embolism, or have recently had surgery or a pregnancy, or you're an older person or maybe an obese person, those are all risk factors for getting a blood clot. And if you had a blood clot, it would travel up the vena cava to your heart and lungs and potentially create a pulmonary embolism and could be potentially fatal. So some of the drug companies have come out with a filter, and the filter is actually, it's a metal filter, and it's got legs on it. It actually looks like a metal spider that a surgeon will go into the vena cava, insert the filter so that it could then be there to stop any potential clot. If you had risk factors, they could insert this filter to stop a clot and then hopefully stop the clot from traveling to your lungs and creating a pulmonary embolism. The problem was created in that in many cases, the filter is causing more problems than it's preventing. Because the filter is made of metal, if it were to break apart and collapse, or one of the legs break apart, that part could actually travel up the vena cava to the heart and lungs and create the same problem that it was trying to stop. And that's exactly what's happened in many cases. So the metal parts are breaking down and traveling up the vena cava in this huge vein to the heart and to the lungs, and creating a potentially deadly situation. So in the event you have any of those risk factors that might necessitate a filter, like pregnancy, recent surgery, prior history of blood clots, obesity, elderly age, and your doctors determine that you potentially need an IVC filter to stop potential blood clots, you need to have a heart-to-heart conversation with the doctor about the risk factors. The risks are real. Right now, there are over 6,000 cases in federal court from people who have suffered injury and damage from these filters dislodging and the metal parts moving up into the upper torso. If you have had a IVC filter and you have chest pain, confusion, hemorrhage, shortness of breath, any symptom in the upper part of your body that doesn't feel normal pain-wise, then you're going to want to immediately go back to your doctor and get that checked, or go to the emergency room. So, yes, we are. If you have a problem with or you or a family member or friend has had a problem with a IVC filter, don't hesitate to contact us. To get more information, we'll be glad to talk to you to kind of spell out what you're looking at. You're welcome to private email me, steve@brookslawgroup.com, steve@brookslawgroup.com. So that's one of the product areas that we are delving into. And if you go to our website at BrooksLawGroup.com, you can see other practice areas and products that we're involved with: mesothelioma, risperidol, hernia mesh, transvaginal mesh. So if we can help you in any of those areas, we'll be glad to. So I wanted to talk a little bit about IVC filters because, it's one of those things that clearly there was a good intention on the creation of those to stop blood clots. But when they start causing more problems than they prevent, it's something that you have to really look at potentially not doing. Right now, we're sitting in Florida. And what is it, Bryce? About 80, 85 outside?
Yeah, about it feels hot.
And we're in late February. I understand out west they're having record cold temperatures, and here in Florida we're having record heat. I mean, day after day of record heat. So I feel like I'm getting cheated of my winter. I love cold weather. I get a lot of the heat in the summer, and I enjoy heat too, but year round it can get kind of oppressive. So that's kind of where we're at in Florida right now. Again, if anybody has any questions about IVC filters, any other product, or injury type case, please feel free to call me at 1-800-529-3030 or email me, steve@brookslawgroup.com. I'll be glad to talk to you, no obligation. Just chat about your case or potential case, and we can go from there. So thank you for joining us today. We'll look forward to seeing you next Friday at 3 o'clock for our 3 o'clock edition of Friday's Inside Look by Brooks. Thank you.